The Missing Notebook Mystery. Mia loved her morning routine. Every day she started with a cup of coffee at her favourite cafe, a cosy little spot called the Perch. Nestled at the corner of Main Street, it had warm wooden furniture, plants in every corner, and the friendliest staff in town. For Mia, the Perch wasn't just a place to drink coffee. It was where she found inspiration. That day, the sun was shining through the large windows and the smell of freshly brewed coffee filled the air. Mia sat at her usual corner table, her laptop open and her black notebook with the red cover by her side. This notebook was her treasure trove of ideas. Every time she had a spark of creativity, a sketch of a building, a clever solution to a design problem, or even a random thought, it went into the notebook. Today was an important day. Mia was preparing for her biggest client meeting yet. A prominent real estate developer wanted her to design a sustainable housing project. If she nailed this, it could change her career. She took a sip of her cappuccino and glanced at her watch. Plenty of time, she thought, but just as she was about to review her notes, her phone buzzed. It was a reminder that her presentation file needed to be sent to the client's assistant before the meeting. Mia quickly packed up her things, grabbed her laptop and hurried out the door. The notebook, however, remained on the table, unnoticed. Mia reached her office, a shared co-working space bustling with activity. She uploaded the presentation file, hit send, and leaned back in her chair, feeling accomplished. She had 90 minutes until the meeting, enough time to fine-tune her pitch. She reached into her bag for her notebook. It wasn't there. Her heart skipped a beat. She rummaged through her bag, pulling out her wallet, keys, and other essentials. But no notebook. No, she muttered, trying to stay calm. Mia retraced her steps in her mind. I had it at the cafe. Did I leave it there? Or did I drop it on the way? She grabbed her phone and called the Perch. Hi, this is Mia. I was there earlier and I think I left my notebook. It's black with a red cover. Did anyone find it? Let me check, said the barista. A moment later, she returned. Sorry, Mia. We don't see it here. Mia felt a pang of panic. That notebook contained her entire pitch, the sketches, the ideas, everything. Without it, the presentation would fall apart. Mia decided to head back to the Perch. As she walked, she scanned the ground, hoping to spot her notebook. She asked a street vendor, a group of kids playing nearby, and even a woman walking her dog if they'd seen anything. No luck. When she arrived at the cafe, she approached Jake, the cheerful waiter who always greeted her with a smile. Jake, I think I left my notebook here earlier. Did you see it? Jake's brow furrowed as he thought. You know, I did see a notebook on your table after you left, but I thought it belonged to someone else. A man picked it up and said he'd take it to the lost and found at the library. Mia's spirits lifted. Really? Thank you so much. She dashed out of the cafe and headed to the library, which was just a few blocks away. At the library's front desk, Mia explained her situation to the librarian, a kind elderly woman named Mrs. Parker. I believe someone brought my notebook here. It's black with a red cover, Mia said, her voice filled with hope. Mrs. Parker nodded. Let me check the lost and found box. She disappeared into a back room and returned a moment later holding a notebook. Mia's face lit up. That's it! But when Mrs. Parker handed it to her, Mia realized something was wrong. This wasn't her notebook. It was similar, but inside it contained notes about gardening, not architecture. I'm sorry, dear, Mrs. Parker said. This is the only notebook we have. Mia felt a wave of disappointment. "Thank you anyway," she said. As she left the library, she felt the clock ticking. The meeting was now less than an hour away. She had no choice but to go back to her office and try to recreate her notes from memory. Back at her desk, Mia took a deep breath. "Okay," she told herself. "You've got this." She opened a blank document and started typing, trying to remember the key points of her presentation. But without her sketches and detailed notes, she felt like she was grasping at straws. Her phone buzzed. It was a text from her friend and fellow architect, Sam. "Hey, how's the big presentation coming along?" Mia hesitated, then replied, "I lost my notebook, trying to recreate everything now. Wish me luck." A moment later, Sam called. "What do you mean you lost your notebook?" he asked, his voice filled with concern. Mia explained the situation. "Listen," Sam said, "you're one of the most talented architects I know. Even without your notebook, you can do this. Focus on the big picture. You've got this." Mia smiled. Sam's encouragement was exactly what she needed. The meeting was held in a sleek conference room with floor-to-ceiling windows. Mia felt a flutter of nerves as she set up her laptop and connected it to the projector. As the clients entered the room, she greeted them with a warm smile, even though her stomach was doing flips. During the presentation, Mia relied on the slides she had sent earlier, along with her memory and passion for the project. She spoke about the importance of sustainable design, the innovative features she envisioned, and how her plan would benefit both the environment and the community. To her surprise, the clients were engaged and asked thoughtful questions. By the end of the meeting, they were nodding in approval. "Mia," the lead client said, "this is exactly what we were looking for. We're excited to move forward with you." Mia's heart soared. "Thank you. I can't wait to get started." Later that evening, Mia returned to the perch. She wanted to thank Jake for pointing her to the library, even though the notebook hadn't been there. When she walked in, Jake waved at her. "Hey, did you find your notebook?" "Not yet," Mia said, "but I managed to pull off the presentation anyway, and the clients loved it. Thank you for your help." Jake grinned. "That's great news. You're welcome." Just as Mia was about to leave, a man approached her. He looked familiar. "Excuse me," he said. "Are you Mia?" "Yes," she replied, puzzled. "I think this belongs to you." He held out a black notebook with a red cover. Mia's eyes widened. "That's it. Where did you find it?" The man explained. "I saw it on a table at the cafe this morning. I was in a rush and thought it belonged to a friend of mine. I didn't realize my mistake until I got home and saw your sketches inside. I came back here hoping to return it." Mia couldn't believe her luck. "Thank you so much. This means the world to me." That night, as Mia flipped through her notebook, she felt a wave of gratitude. Losing it had been stressful, but it had also taught her an important lesson. She was more capable than she realized. From that day on, Mia made it a habit to double-check her bag before leaving anywhere. And every time she passed the perch, she waved to Jake and remembered the kindness of strangers.